Hey, Christoph here. Here's another prototype. Yesterday I shared the one about the receive page, and I think one of the things I thought about afterwards is that, if we come up with this very specific way of this very specific interaction model for the receive screen, the same interaction model should also work for send. It'd be really weird if you go to one screen and it works a certain way, and the other screen right next to it, like the counterpart to receive, um, looks and feels completely different, right? It should kind of work the same, so it's familiar, and there's continuity. So that's what I tried to do here. So here, this is receive, which you know from yesterday, and this is send. Okay, so you see differences. The QR code thing is gone, but otherwise, it kind of looks the same. But there's still a bunch of fields here, and they each kind of have their own properties. And there's some complexity hidden here. But by default, I enter my transaction details, and I see a review button, right? So I can enter an amount, which I'm going to do 25,000 sats. Note to self, this is rent for December or something. And I have my address on my clipboard, so I'm just going to press paste here. So see, I can see it nicely formatted here already. And this happens automatically. So as I start typing, it's just going to format stuff for me. All looks good. My fee, it's going to cost 500 sats. I think it'd be interesting if they'd also said a percentage here. Like, is this 1% or is this 2%? Is it 0.5%? That makes it a little bit easier to understand it in relation to the amount that you're sending. Can be just helpful. And it takes about 1 hour. This is default. I'm like, what is default fee? Okay, I'm just going to click these, see what happens. Okay, I know this is fast. It's going to cost 1,000 sats. It'll take 30 minutes. So instead of a drop down, I just wanted to experiment to see, because we just have 3 options here, right? It's not that much. Maybe it's simpler to just kind of 30 minutes, 3 hours. Yeah, okay, I'll go for this one. And then I would review it. Now this is really obvious here, right? There's nothing hidden. There's no more information. So I was wondering, when I press review, do we actually really need to show you the same information, just slightly different formatted? Or can this be the review screen? Like, I press review and then I just get another button a little bit lower, maybe, so I don't accidentally double click it, that just says, yes, this is good to go. But like, nothing changes about this screen. Then another thing I wanted to point out is that's where the complexity comes in. So you may have wondered, like, what I want to do a custom fee rate. Well, I go up here and I add my custom fee. Okay, so now I can enter my fee rate, which is in sats per VByte. I'm going to make this 75. And you can see it's going to cost 3,750 sats. Now it'll take 10 minutes. I'm going to make it 2. And these are made up numbers, right? But so I basically moved this complex feature up here. You have to enable it, so it's out of the way, and then you get these 2 options here. Okay. You can also change the sats value here, which should really apply screen-wide. I think it should reformat this also to convert it to sats. It kind of works out down here for some of these things, but clearly I missed that one. Another feature that you can do is replace by fee. I'm not sure if that should be shown here. Maybe there should be a checkbox or so. Right now it's just a checkbox here. Or I can say I want multiple recipients. Okay, now let's pay attention to this. I press it and some stuff changes. I still have this part here of the form that's the same, but this header shows up. This is transaction 1 of 2. Okay. And I have my arrows here to switch back and forth between different transactions. Then I can add another one, or I can remove the current one. And then down here I have the total. So this is the total amount that's being sent, and this is the total fee that's being paid. I'm going to remove the custom fee here again. So now I'm in transaction 2. This is for 750,000 sats. This is buying a house, right? We're hyper Bitcoinized. Okay, so now I have my 2 transactions here. It's all very easy to read. The screen doesn't really get that much more complicated. And then I see my totals down here. And of course the fee, like, this is all fake, right? the numbers will increase the more transactions that I have. So something's not in here is coin selection. That is, of course, is another one of these options here, right? Where we start with a very simple screen, but we can layer on the complexity. And that's something we haven't quite thought through. Coin selection, is this per transaction? Is this for the whole thing, right? For if you have multiple transactions, do you do it once, or how does that work? So it might get a lot more complex here. But let's say I want to have 10 transactions. Still stays pretty straightforward. Just going to remove them again. Now we just have one left. Right, pretty straightforward. Okay, and see, I'm breaking things here. Awesome. But like I said, the main point was trying to figure out if break the whole thing. If this whole interaction model actually works, if it feels like, okay, I get it, these are kind of easy to work with, we can have these very simple experiences, and we can layer on the complexity that we need. So please also give it a try and let me know what you think. Thanks.